All right, what's going on, everybody? The moment you all have been waiting for. Tamar Turner here with the Down to Business podcast. And so today I really just wanted to sit down and do a video with the theme of Meet the Host. So the purpose of this video is that, I recognize that everybody may not have been following this podcast journey from the very beginning. I recognize that people come along at different stages in the podcast, whether you joined from episode 1 in the introduction, whether you came along, for episode 20, 35, 45, whatever have you. But basically just wanted to give people, a little bit of more insight to me, a little bit of more insight as to why I started this podcast, the success and things that we've been able to have thus far and just everything like that. So what I did was I actually made it open to you guys. I made it open to, you guys to be able to ask me different questions, and whether it be about life, whether it be about me, whether it be about the future moving forward. And so I got my laptop here, as you can see. So I'm definitely very excited to get into some of these questions. And I appreciate all of y'all, for all of the feedback thus far, not only on, the recent survey and things that I did, but just for everything from the giveaways to just previous episodes to everything like that. So without further ado, let's check out some of these questions. So I'm just going to go in order. I'm going to just read them down. And I appreciate y'all because these are definitely some thought-provoking questions. So the first one that we're starting with, when will we get the YouTube? Okay, so this was kind of asked like with a different mindset. So this person who asked the question recognizes that, we do have a YouTube channel out, that we are there, but they were more so talking about the visual aspect of things like that. So I love that question. I appreciate you for that. So the YouTube is coming. I will say that if you haven't been paying attention to the channel, definitely check out the channel. I've been working on, uploading all of the previous episodes and getting all caught up with things like that. But I will also say too that this weekend, it's the big one. For those of you who missed the IG live where we went live with Yanni Says, and it was great. But I will say that visual is coming soon. So just be on the lookout for that one. Okay, so describe the podcast in one word. Whew, that's loaded. That's loaded. But so I would say versatile. And I would say versatile just from two aspects. I would say versatile from the aspect of just the plethora of people that we've brought on, the plethora of talent that we've had on the podcast from episode 1 until now, all the way up until episode 65 and 66, if you're including the visual. But versatile from the respect of, it's a little bit of everything on the podcast, from artists to you have clothing to you have makeup to we've had dog treats to you have, your own shoe line, your own handbags, your own skincare, healthcare products and everything like that, to nonprofit organizations, to singers, rappers, everything like that. I would say that versatility is really key for me. So it was key in just thinking about the podcast, thinking about the mantra for it, why I wanted to start it, why I really wanted to, hone in and get things going. So yeah, I would say versatile. I really feel like I have not done the same interview twice, which is something I prided myself on, just and getting everything together and things of that nature. So yeah, versatile from just the gems that we get to just how sometimes, I can feel like I'm repeating the same thing over and over again, but talking to a different individual or bringing somebody else on, they give me a different perspective. They have me look at things a different way. So versatile. So to everybody out there, who's been brought on, I definitely do appreciate you. I appreciate you and your respective craft. I appreciate how diverse you've been able to make this. And I appreciate your, contribution to the vision, contribution to the Down to Business podcast. So yeah, describing the podcast in one word, we're going to say versatile. Job. So yes, I do have a full-time job, and it's actually like, I would say that there's really no, like clear cut and concise way to do it, that I do it at least. I would say that I just prioritize. I really just, I'm big on iPhone reminders. I got a sticky note right here, as you can see on the laptop. So I got sticky notes all in my closet if you go home and different things like that. So for me, it's really just about prioritizing, just making sure that, I have things lined up, because I'm not perfect. I've definitely missed interviews. I've definitely rescheduled for people. I've definitely had to cancel on folks. I've definitely had to do everything of the sort. And as somebody, who values time, I hate having to do things like that. I hate when I feel like my time is being wasted, but I also hate feeling like I'm wasting other people's time, especially if that's our first kind of interaction. If that's something where you coming on the podcast was really your first time meeting me, really your first time gauging me out, I would say I definitely have not always made the best first impression. And I'm big on, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So I definitely do agree that. But I would say that it's really just a little bit of everything. It's really just, some days waking up and realizing that I'm going to have to do something that I may not necessarily want to do today, or I may not late nights, early mornings. I would definitely say that. Obviously, I literally just clocked out of work. I'm recording this video right now. So it's about, whereas, I definitely wanted to go home, definitely wanted to even stop, get something to eat, go home, take a shower, kick out, relax. I recognize that, I started something, and whatever tomorrow starts, tomorrow is always going to finish. So it was really just about that. It was really just, having the discipline, having the drive to just get up, to just roll myself out of bed sometimes, to just edit that episode, to, the same effort and energy that I put into my social life and my extracurriculars and just things that, not are necessarily related to business. I have to put the same attitude to my podcast, to something where I branded myself, to something where other people are watching. Now I've been able to interact with other individuals and life like that. So the balance is hard. It's definitely, especially with me being a one-man band, and that means that, I record by myself, I edit by myself, promote by myself, obviously with the help of the other businesses or respective person who I brought on, but it's all me, from managing the social media accounts, to tweets, to sending out emails, to reaching out to these people, to scheduling, to everything. So it was really just about, knowing who I am as a person, knowing the responsibility that I like to take on, but not putting too much on my plate at the same time. So the balance is definitely hard. It's definitely something that I would say, struggle with, something that I'm working, something that's always changing. No day for me really looks the same. No week for me really looks the same. No episode, the process of it really looks the same, other than, just going by the steps that I normally follow. But other than that, I put a different attitude, a different effort into each. Obviously, I always put 100% into everything that I do, but I don't write the same bio. I pride myself on, not preparing questions before and just really getting in the booth and just going. So yeah, the balance is definitely hard, but it's definitely there. And that's just, a little bit of what helps me. So prioritizing, just having that determination, having that will to just fight through. And I would even go back to saying, appreciating the little things, appreciating that, I'm blessed to be in a position like this. I'm blessed to have the following that I have. I'm blessed to be able to connect with the dope individuals that I've been able to connect with. So I never take any of that for granted. Whew, I might say that about every question on here. That's a crazy one. That's a good one. That's really an introspective question. It really even made me dial back and think a little bit. So describe the moment where you were like, yeah, this is really what I want to do. I would honestly say when I dropped my video, when I dropped the original video, so no episodes have been recorded, nothing had been recorded. When I just dropped the video that literally my little brother recorded in our basement, so shout out to Makai, that literally just said, hey everybody, this is major announcement alert. This is Tamar Turner. I'm dropping it Down to Business podcast. That was the point where I really realized I wanted to do it. And not because, well, most of you may say, okay, well, obviously because, you wouldn't have recorded the video had you not. But no, I will really say the aftermath of that is what caused me to realize this is what I want to do. And aftermath from the sense of when I dropped it on Instagram, when I dropped it on Twitter, when I dropped it on Facebook, heck, I think I even dropped it on LinkedIn. When I dropped it, the response that I got and the love that people showed was overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. I really didn't expect that many people to, from the fire emojis to just already tagging businesses under the post, and just to sending it to people, to telling me to keep going, to telling me this is what we've been waiting for those, who I had given the surprise to, or just letting you put it in your ear that, this is what I'm thinking about doing and thinking about starting. So that was really the moment for me, just really seeing how everybody else reacted, how everybody else took it. And just the support that I got from people who I didn't know. I was getting followers left and right, and just getting recommendations to the point where I wish I had the book on me, but literally had to open up like a notepad and literally just start writing people down one comment by one comment. And some of these people who I'm still reaching out to today, and a lot of these people who I was able to bring on. So that was definitely the moment where I was like, you know what? This is it. This is Down to Business. We're going to make it happen. So next one. So what is one major life lesson that you've learned / realized since launching Down to Business? So one major life lesson that I've learned and realized since launching Down to Business is to really just appreciate the small things. It's really just, it's been plenty of times where, I was just expecting to have just hit these home run interviews. It goes for 500 plays. It goes for 1,000 overnight. I wake up and I'm viral. But, I really was very new to the podcast space. I really had no idea about even where to go, from websites to just how to get distributed to just how to get played on Apple Podcasts to just everything like that. So for me, it really just became, and naturally I'm a perfectionist. So, I wanted everything to be clear, cut, and concise. I was being picky about logos and graphics, and shout out to everybody, who has worked with me through that process, because I know it hasn't been easy. So, a big pat on the back and a big shout out to y'all for always just, being so willing and continuing to bring the vision to life. But no, seriously, like, it really just became one of those things where I was just like, you have to appreciate the small stuff. I was beating myself up for just little things to just other things that people were, appreciating and liking. And some people weren't even realizing. To me, it was just like, I would have did that a little bit differently, or this and that, or this and that. So it was really just, once I told myself to appreciate the small things, appreciate the fact that, you're able to record, that you're able to wake up every day and do this, that you have, interviews lined up, that you have a good social media following so that these episodes are getting loved, that you have people, first and foremost, that want to listen to you, that really, that means the most to me. The fact that people will literally get an episode notification, subscribe to my podcast, but listen. So that was the biggest thing for me, just appreciating the little stuff, just appreciating the small stuff. Oh, the episode got 2 plays today, bet. Oh, somebody reached out to me, said they liked it, bet. Oh, somebody left a rating or review for us, bet. Not, not comparing myself to any other person, any other podcaster, any other business, any other craft, any other lane. Just really just appreciating what Tamar is doing, big scale, small scale. But I will say that appreciating small things, appreciating things, at that face value, at that initial level, really helps, because, then when those big home runs come and those grand slams hit, or you getting these major accomplishments or sponsorships and things like that, it's making it feel that much more surreal. So one major thing that I've learned is definitely to just appreciate the small things. And that's really not even with the podcast. That's just with life in general. I would say that definitely since launching this podcast, since doing what I do, since talking to so many different people, my mindset has just completely changed. Not done the 360, because, a 360 and a 180, but it's definitely done a 180. And I'm definitely looking at things a lot differently than what I did coming in. So if I could interview one person in the world right now, at this very moment, like sitting right across from me, who would it be and why? I would probably say Naomi Osaka. And the reason why I would say that is just because I actually just watched her recent match where she actually just had to exit the US Open. She lost. And it was just very interesting to me, from just watching her mannerisms to just watching the actual match itself to just everything. And it was, I feel like a lot of it was a side that I wouldn't say I'm like the most avid, tennis watcher or anything like that. But I have followed Naomi. I follow, Serena Williams. I follow tennis just because I like it. But I feel like I saw a different side of Naomi, just from the emotions to just everything going on to just even afterwards, she coming out and saying that she wanted to take a break. So for me, I would want to sit down and talk with her just to really just, in a sense, get her side. And not that I feel like she owes anybody an explanation or anything, but just to, hear how she feels, because she goes home just like us. She's around my age, if younger, honestly. So it's just like she still has that same mindset. But it's always interesting to me, people who are my age at 25, younger, thrown into, just so much pressure, just the pressure of the media, just the cameras, all of that, just the action in a sense. So I would really just want to talk to her. It really wouldn't even be tennis related. I would definitely want to shed some light on mental health and everything that she has going on, because I feel like, with everything going on, with everybody having opinions, with, sometimes the facts not always making it to the table, it's a lot of it can be overlooked. And so I feel like for how she was treated, definitely want to hear more about that, and just how she felt and just how that made her feel in the moment, from what some people might call fans, and just different things like that. And just how, the minute that you don't walk that line the way they want you to walk that line, how they vilify you in a sense, or just act like that they haven't supported you all these years and everything like that. And then I would really just want to find out, some of her interests and things just outside of tennis, because obviously, hopefully no time soon, at one day, she's going to have to hang this all up. She's going to, she's obviously going to make a great career out of tennis and has already done so. But very interested, just to see any initiatives and just different things that she likes, any other hobbies or different things and all of that. So I would really just want to talk to her just from just the most recent, just everything going on, especially at the climate what they're in, touching on, a lot of her age and just how she's had to adopt, and adapt to so much responsibility and just pressure, honestly, and just kind of what goes into like her decision making process. How does she kind of go over anything? Does she feel like she kind of just acts in the moment sometimes, or is this really just how she is truly and feeling? So I definitely think that we could definitely have an insightful conversation. She might even be able to give me some pointers, because your boy ain't the best at tennis. I feel like I could compete a little bit, but Naomi will probably smoke me. So yeah, in a nutshell, I would definitely want to talk to Naomi Osaka. Turner Media. I mean, my name is Tamar Turner. Why would I not want to work for the gang at Turner? Nah, I'm just kidding. But no, so I would say I never really thought about that, honestly. And I guess going to grad school and seeing all these different networks and affiliates, I would probably say OWN, so OWN, so the Oprah Winfrey Network. I just feel like, I mean, growing up, like Oprah to me was a role model from just somebody to look up to just the success she's had, to just everything. So I feel like, just the fact that she put that together, like almost her own BET in a sense, like, but a little more, like just in a different realm than BET. But I feel like, being on the Oprah Winfrey Network, because I feel like for one, it's not something that people talk about. So I don't want to be mainstream. Like I don't want to, I'm fine with doing what I do for however long I do it for whoever needs to hear it. I don't necessarily need to be on like these, these CNNs, these ABCs, these NBCs, these Foxes and everything like that. I feel like if you place me on OWN, which I feel like has just as much relevance, if not more than all of that, I'm gonna do my thing regardless. So yeah, so Oprah, if you're hearing this, look, your boy need a slot, please. Y'all want me to be honest? I've been honest this whole video, but y'all want me to really be honest. So I really don't prep much. I don't prepare any questions beforehand. That's actually something that I pride myself on, as I spoke earlier in the video. But it really just depends. I mean, honestly, obviously, I need to do, the necessary research, whether I know you or don't know you, figure out, your craft, website, different things like that. Just scroll your page, the content. But something I've been blessed with is really a photographic memory. So I can kind of see things a couple of times, or it just register in my head, or see something, or know something, or read something, and it just all be there. So really, like I tell people, and even it's made some of my interviewees nervous, just not having any questions or not having anything to go off of. I want everybody to be as comfortable, as open as possible. If we get on the podcast and we start singing, let's start singing. If we get on the podcast, we bust some jokes up, let's bust some jokes up. If we get on there and we serious from start to finish, let's be serious from start to finish. I'm really just, I definitely do prep. As far as minutes go, I'm let's say maybe like 10 minutes. Like that's when I kind of get my water and everything in my laptop and stuff set up. But that more so prep is for technical difficulties and just different things like that. As far as prepping just to talk to people, I'm never going to need prep for that, baby. I'm always ready. I'm always just comfortable. Like I said, it's something that I love. It's definitely not something that has always just come so naturally to me as people think. But public speaking is really one of my favorite things to do. Not only, just out and about like in this type of sense, but also with people. When I can just sit across from you and really just have a conversation, that's the easiest thing for me. So I tell people all the time, like, y'all thanking me and y'all appreciate this and y'all appreciate that. It's all y'all. I just sat here and did what I did. You came with the fire, you came with the gems, you came and you did what you had to do essentially. So my prep time is really not much, just because I'm gonna give you the real me every single time. Obviously, like I said, no two interviews are the same, just meaning that I'm gonna give you that 100%. I'm gonna give you that pressure. I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. So I try to make that experience unique, but the prep time is just not there, just because, I feel like if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. So that's it. Whoo! Yeah, this is a question. So what is my biggest motivation? So I actually have two. So my first one is definitely, and I will always say it, it's my little brother. He's definitely somebody who I just look up to, somebody who he doesn't even realize how he inspires me on a daily basis. And it's just somebody, who from the time he was born, I just knew that, it was just something different about that guy, man. So Makai definitely would say, is my biggest motivation. He's the reason why I do a lot of what I do. He's the reason why, I don't want him to go through some of the same things that I had to go through, and just some of the experiences. And I want him to really get out, enjoy, and live life to the fullest. And so I would definitely say that just in hearing his feedback sometimes, just in seeing how smart he is, such a smart young man, at such an age, at 16 years old, it's just like, wow, like it's just crazy, how much he motivates me, how much he encourages me, how much tells me he's proud of me and he loves me and everything like that. It is different, when it's somebody that is younger than you, that is a sibling that really necessarily doesn't even have that role. In a sense, we don't really think of our younger siblings as that role. We more so think of the older siblings as that person, who's going to keep you going, who's going to always encourage you and motivate you. But my little brother really does that for me from start to finish, and just seeing how strong-willed he is, just seeing how intelligent he is from such a young age, really just, it makes my heart smile. And I really just want him to know that I appreciate everything that he's doing, that even when he thinks I'm not watching or we haven't talked in a couple of days or so, I'm always always watching. I'm always paying attention. I'm always praying for you, thinking about you, wishing you nothing but the best, bro. But most importantly, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everything that you have going on. I'm proud of everything that you're doing. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited, we're going to be able to live this life, to live it up together. But my second biggest motivation, man, it's all over me. It's on the laptop here. I got CJ Monet. I got my boy Amir right here. I got Cassidy on my wrist with the peace being. I got Didi right here who made this for me with the episodes and stuff on the back. My biggest motivation, simply put, is all of y'all. It's really people, who are out here just going against the norms, who are out here doing something that they love, who have found their passion, who are executing it, who are loving it, who, are still living life and figuring things out and rolling with the punches and everything. So my biggest motivation is everybody, who has not only come on the podcast, but everybody who has contributed in some type of way. You guys really don't understand how much y'all push me, from shopping the merchandise to participating in the giveaways to sending the videos to family and friends to leaving ratings and reviews to reposting on your story, even though I don't always see them, and I apologize for that, but it's all love. I promise y'all, it's not like I'm keeping track or tallying different things like that, because the love has just been so immense, so purposeful, so meaningful, and I'm so appreciative of it. But yeah, my biggest motivation is really all of y'all out there for everything that y'all doing, just seeing people live life, figure out their course, have the successes, have the failures, have the ups, have the downs. I think that's the beauty of it all. So my biggest motivation, man, is my little brother, and it's all of y'all, man, all around me. So yeah, just keep doing what y'all doing. Just stay motivated, stay positive. Better days are definitely ahead. Business. Oh, absolutely. Like, I definitely even want to bring on people who may just be experts in their field or just experts on different things like that I feel like we need to know, whether it just be financial literacy, whether it be real estate, whether it be healthcare, whether it just be, it could even be sports. But no, I definitely do want to do that. I just feel like, the lane that I'm in now, and just kind of how I'm moving and how everything's been going, the momentum that we have. I've really just been fortunate to meet so many business owners, so many entrepreneurs, so many artists and creatives, who really just want to come on and add to the vision and at the same time tell their stories. So I definitely am interested in that. And why I am interested in that is because I feel like a lifelong goal of mine, something that's really on my bucket list. I want to give a TED talk. So, I don't know necessarily what I would give it on, what I would do, the whole shebang, but that's just something I want to do. I've even tweeted about it, posted about it, but yeah, it's definitely an interest of mine. So yeah, I definitely am open to, and anybody even listening to this or hearing this, if you feel like that you can't come on the podcast because you're not a business owner, or entrepreneur, or artist, well, no, we're going to cancel that today. We're going to cancel that right now. If you feel like, you can provide value, there's something to talk about. I've even had people reach out to me, some joking, some very serious about being on the podcast, but no necessary business attached to them or anything like that. I still want to make it happen. I still want to make it work. I'm just all about the gems. I'm just all about the connection, the network, the just getting things out there, the telling of a story, the fact that everybody has something to share. Everybody has had experiences that are unique to you, that could be unique to a culture, anything like that. So anything that I can do to propel that, to educate people, to inform people in the same breath, I'm all for it. So I'm gonna definitely do some segments of the podcast that are not related to business. But as of right now, we just been getting down to business, so I can't even help it. That was corny, but we gonna let it rock, right? As a good friend of mine, Trace, says, man, y'all people love school, y'all love education, all of that, right? So no, I definitely do want to go back to school for sure. And at this point, I have my master's, so my ideal level, I want that doctor's. I just need that DR and that period before my name. I need some respect on it for sure. So if I was to go back to school, like I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm enrolled, I don't have a school of choice or anything right now. I really haven't even looked. Honestly, since I graduated Syracuse in 2019, I haven't even been trying to be on that educational track right now. But I definitely want to go back for education. I want to start a nonprofit called Future. So, and that's actually an acronym. But yes, I really want to just be able to give back and lift up the community in youth, and recognizing that, where I come from, Philadelphia to be specific, I've been able to travel to a lot of different places, from New York to North Carolina to Atlanta to Florida to things like that. And I've just seen, the education system, just what they don't have access to, what they do have access to, what could be better, what could be improved. So I really want to just combat that stereotype. I also want to provide resources for children to let them know that, just because you don't dribble a ball, you don't throw a ball, you don't write lyrics or anything like that, there are plenty other career paths out here, and you can be just as successful as these same people that we watch, that we idolize, that we post and repost. So yeah, so my ideal level of education would definitely be my doctorate. It would definitely be something along the educational track and hopefully propel me to, get my nonprofit off the ground. But yes, future. It would stand for forever uplifting, transforming, and unifying resilient environments. So hope you caught that and definitely be on the lookout for it. But yes, that is definitely something that I would like to do. I definitely am, and I appreciate you, holding me to that standard. So I definitely will keep y'all in the loop about some of the fan favorites. I've even given y'all some updates as far as, when episodes hit 100 plays, when episodes hit 200 plays, but I can definitely do better about that. I can definitely, and I definitely do have some things in the works. I've talked with some of the previous interviewees and episodes, and, they've done good things. They've even done some of the things that they manifested when they came on the podcast. And that's really the beauty of it. That's why I want y'all to even do that. So even if y'all have some ideas for how, I could give y'all updates, whether it be video format, whether I kind of had like a before and an after type thing, maybe with like a list of goals. Some I even want to do some follow-up interviews with. So I think maybe if I could even sit down with them and we kind of reflect on the first one and even they listen to some of the things that they said or that they talked about, I think would really just be interesting. Because like I said, in my journey to uploading all of the previous episodes on YouTube, I got to listen to a lot of these old episodes and it was just like, wow, like just hearing what some of these people talked about, just hearing how they felt in the moment, what they were doing and where they were at. And then you fast forward that some almost 2 years later, some a year later, some months later, some kind of all in between that mix. It's just like, wow. It's nothing but greatness out here. So I'm going to definitely keep y'all updated with everything, but also pay attention to, the podcast page and my reposts. A lot of these reposts and posts are just different updates and different things like that. I try to post as many businesses from the podcast page that I can to my story a day that I see and that I just different catch and different things like that. So I would say definitely check that out and follow us too if you haven't already, but definitely going to try to get y'all some more updates. But like I said, I'm all open to ideas. So if you have a particular way that, you think would be cool or just something that you were thinking about, let me know. Let's do it. Hey, so y'all really, man, y'all y'all was really trying to make me think with these questions, and I appreciate y'all for that 100%. So yeah, honestly, my dream business, when you asked me that probably some months ago, maybe a year ago, I definitely would have said the nonprofit that I spoke about, Future, just with the children and everything like that. But now, like, and even I've said this on some of my episodes, maybe just one, so let me not, get ahead of myself. But it's to create like a strip mall in a sense, or like an outlet like setting or scenario type thing where it's like literally Black business galore. So you know how a strip mall setup is. It's pretty much all your storefronts and just different things here. Imagine if all of those could be Black businesses. So I know clothing brand, hairstylist, makeup, hair care, health care, just skin care, just dog treats. I'm just thinking of things that are coming, handbags, accessories, everything like that. I'm just thinking of stuff that, just come into my head. We could do performances from our artists, painting, sipping paints and just different things like that. I really want to create like a Black hub in a sense where like everybody, almost like a big pop-up shop, but it's more than one day. I love the idea of a pop-up shop. I love the fact that people can congregate, come together and really just promote themselves. And I actually want to participate in some moving forward. Big shout out to my dog, Hot Rod. He is the pop-up shop man. Like he just be hitting them. Quan J, I've been seeing you. Maggie, I definitely been seeing y'all too. Y'all been getting right and making it happen. So, but I love the idea of a pop-up shop. I love, everybody just coming together. I feel like you meet some dope individuals, make some great connections that way. So my dream business were really just to be able to create like a Black expo, like strip mall. I don't know what we would call that, like a plaza, put it all together. But as somebody, who's been to their fair share of strip malls, not only in Philadelphia, but also now down here in Florida, because Florida loves a good strip mall. But I definitely think that would just be a cool concept. And it would just be, you think of a strip mall as multifaceted, it's different. You could go to a strip mall for 4 different things and come out, and be good. So I kind of want that same thing with what I'm thinking of and kind of just putting, so many just different talented and dope individuals together, because I feel like that could also allow for collaboration and different things like that, because in the end that's really all that it's about. So man, y'all have definitely made me think today, man. Y'all have definitely, honed in, and I appreciate everybody, who tapped in, who asked a question, who gave me feedback, who even voted on a poll and said I should do a video like this. I definitely think that it was needed. I definitely recognize that, everybody comes along to the podcast in different phases and different stages, as I was saying in the beginning. So the fact that, I can kind of just give y'all an inside look as to me, to kind of what goes on in my head, to even some of what goes on behind the scenes that y'all don't see, other than my crazy alarms and when I'm talking about the merchandise and different things like that. So I thank y'all always. I really can't say thank you and I love y'all enough just because y'all really don't understand what it's done for me, what just moving forward has been able to do for me, with just this feedback, with just this entering this space has really just been able to do for me. It's allowed for a lot of self-reflection. It's allowed for a lot of connections. It's allowed for a lot of growth. It's allowed for a lot of, trials and tribulations. And I love that. I think it's all really a part of it. So to everybody out there who continues to make it happen, whether it just be on my side of things, whether it just be you could be waking up every day and really just making it happen, doing what you got to do. Keep it going. I'm proud of all of y'all. I see all of y'all. I promise you I do. And you may think I'm not watching just because I don't comment or reply or post or anything like that. I'm here. What they do this, I'm here. I see it all. So no, but I definitely do appreciate y'all. And we are the easiest outlet to our own success. So the minute, we really stand up, the minute we really repost, just think about this. Go as hard for your business, go as hard for your friends, go as hard for your family, go as hard for yourself as you went for that Drake album, for that Kanye album, for, go whatever. Just go hard. Just think about how many things you repost on a daily basis. Just think about how many things you talk about, your likes, your passions, your interests. Football is about to start for everybody out there, because I can't even say fellas, because I know a lot of ladies who love football. So just go hard in whatever it is that you do nonstop, and I promise you will see results. It's definitely sometimes easier said than done, but I promise you, we all go through the same thing. We're all living life just the same. So I appreciate y'all, for coming along, for getting a little more in-depth look at Tamar Turner and the Down to Business podcast. I appreciate everybody. Like I said, episode 65 is out now, Above and Beyond. I sat down with Miss T, so definitely check that out. The merchandise has been out. I appreciate it. Like I said, y'all think y'all slick. Y'all been placing them orders and think I didn't see it. But I appreciate everybody who, has been showing love, who sent me ideas, who's been rocking the merchandise. It's almost want to shed a tear when you see somebody rocking your brand, man. It's just a beautiful thing. I really, you talked to me in November of 2019. I really did not think that I would be here to this day, and that's on everything. But, talk to me in 2 years and really see where we're at. I might be saying the same thing again. So to everybody out there who continues to make the success happen, who continues to be an integral part of it all, I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you for tapping in. This has been Meet the Host with Tamar Turner of the Down to Business podcast.